I want you to close your eyes and picture a perfect sunny day, somewhere that makes you happy. Now I want you to add someone in that image, the first person that comes to your mind. Someone who you love and truly care for. Someone who makes you smile and lights up the room and makes your day when they walk in. Who did you see? A parent, a sibling, a family member, a best friend or significant other? For most people, they can name at least one person who is most important to them and who they truly cherish. Someone who they never doubt their relationship with, they love with every fiber in their body, and someone who they know they can always depend on and make them truly happy anytime they're with them. You can't imagine your life without them, and you certainly don't want to think about that possibility. For my sister, Kristen, her now husband, Micah, has fulfilled that role to be considered one of her most important relationships. For me, that is my sister, and for as long as I can remember, she was the first person on my list. From the moment I was born, Mom and Dad knew that we would always be each other's best friends. Even before I was born, you had taken a class to learn how to be a good older sibling to a new baby. While I was in the NICU, you wanted to see me every chance you could get, and you didn't understand when the nurses said that I couldn't come out of the incubator because you wanted to hold me so badly. When I came home, you were by my side, doing whatever you could with me, whether it was reading to me or playing with me. Mom and Dad said that we always had a special bond, and that even before I could talk, you knew what I was trying to say. They have always called you my translator. We are simply attached to the hip, and people have always wished that they had a bond like we share. Because we are 6.5 years apart, we've always been at different stages of life growing up, which led to many misunderstandings and disagreements between us. When you got into middle school and begun your teenage years, you would constantly get annoyed and yell at me because whenever I was home with you, I wanted to be right by your side. You would yell at me and get annoyed when I tried to crash your hangouts and sleepovers with friends. I would cry and you wouldn't care until the next day, until you apologized and told me just how much you love me. When I was little, I always wanted to be around you any chance I could get. I simply didn't understand that teens sometimes wanted to be left alone, and that just because you were home didn't mean it was my time to play with you. But it didn't mean that you didn't love me. Even now, I sometimes get a little jealous when you spend time or hang out with someone else that isn't me, or do something else first with someone such as seeing a movie that we had planned to see. But that's just because I love you, and you are the person I always want to do everything first with. You have always been my role model, and I've always looked up to you. Because of our age difference, anytime I entered a new stage of life and needed advice or support, you were right there ready to help me because you had already been through it. In swimming, I was your biggest fan. I cheered the loudest for you, and I couldn't wait until it was my turn to be just like you. Since my birthday falls in the beginning of the school year and the swimming season, we were always busy and there was always something going on. I sometimes felt forgotten about. I remember on my 10th birthday, it had felt like I was invisible. You had to swim me on my birthday, and all Mom and Dad were focused on was you. I remember at the end, I went out in the hallway to cry because I was so upset. Dad brought me back in, and you and the whole team surprised me by having the entire natatorium sing me happy birthday, complete with some treats and a couple gifts. I remember you telling me how sorry you were, that I felt as if I was forgotten about. Since then, nothing has quite ever compared to that. I thank God every day for making us sisters and for all the wonderful moments and memories that we have together. While there are many more stories I wish I could share, nobody wants to be here all night. So finally, after 6 years, here we are on your wedding day, and I know everyone in this room has been wondering for the past couple years when you two would tie the knot. Although I was only 12 when you met Micah, I knew he would be the one for you. Mainly because if he wasn't, you told me that you'd be going on Christian Mingle when you turned 22. I remember you telling me about him after you came home from work that first day. You told me about how you'd met the new coordinator, and you just felt drawn to him and felt as if you had a special connection with him. You would give me an update on what had happened between the two of you after every shift. You were afraid to say anything to him because just about all the other girls that you worked with were crushing on him too. Somehow, you worked up the courage to give him your number, which was really nerve-wracking for you because you weren't the type of person to be forward with anyone. He called you that night, and you guys talked for hours. Since then, you've been nothing but happy, and there was never a doubt in my mind of the relationship that you and Micah share. He puts up with all of your quirks, jokes, singing, SpongeBob quotes, 90-Day Fiancé, and 600-pound life obsessions. You both know how to make a room burst into laughter, and you two are the humblest people I know. You always put others before yourselves, even when you don't want to. Micah is truly a perfect match for you, and I'm so glad that you get to call him your husband. Micah, while you are soft-spoken and very much a proud introvert, you never fail just to show how much you love Kristen, because after all, actions speak louder than words. So, to my sister Kristen, I want to say thank you for being the best sister I could ever ask for. There aren't enough words to describe just how much you mean to me and how grateful I am to have you in my life. I didn't realize until I moved away to college without you by my side just how big of an impact you've had on my life. You have been with me through every moment in my life, and you truly make me a better person. It was really difficult for me when I moved away to school, getting used to not having you or mom and dad by my side. But just like every other time before, you were right there, every step of the way to help me get through it. You have influenced my faith and helped me grow with the Lord. I appreciate everything you do for me, and I'm proud to call you my best friend, and most importantly, my sister. And I don't know what I would do without you. I know you and Micah are going to make the best parents one day, and I can't wait to make sure that baby knows just how special their parents are. I can't wait to see where life takes the both of you. So, cheers to the happy couple, and may God continue to bless your marriage and help you lead a wonderful life together.